Sensor technician Yilma rubbed her tired eyes and stared at the monitor screen again. The green dots showed normal space traffic in Sector 7 Alpha, 3 cargo ships moving between mining colonies, 2 patrol vessels on routine duty. Everything looked normal for another quiet night shift aboard the monitoring station. She took a sip of her bitter caffeine drink and checked the time. Only 2 hours left until her shift ended. Yilma had been doing this job for 3 years now. Watching. Empty space got boring fast. Most nights nothing happened except the same old ships following the same old routes. The screen beeped once, then twice. A new dot appeared at the edge of the sector map. Yilma frowned and leaned forward. The dot was moving fast, very fast. She ran a quick check on the ship's identification code. Nothing came up. The computer showed no match in the database. That was strange. Every ship in the galaxy had to be registered with the Zephyrian Empire. It was the law. No exceptions. Yilma tried the search again, thinking maybe she made a mistake. Still nothing. She felt her heart beat faster. In 3 years of watching the screens, this had never happened before. Every ship always had a code. Always. Yilma opened a communication, channeled to the other monitoring stations in nearby sectors. Station 7 Beta, this is Station 7 Alpha. Are you seeing anything unusual on your screens? The reply came back quickly. Negative 7 Alpha. All normal here. Why do you ask? I have an unknown contact moving through my sector. No identification code on file. There was a pause. Run your systems check again. Probably just a glitch. Yilma ran the check. All systems showed green. Everything was working fine. She looked back at the screen. The unknown ship was still there, still moving at incredible speed. She calculated its velocity and her eyes went wide. The ship was traveling 40% faster than the theoretical maximum speed for any known engine type. That was impossible. The best Zephyrian military ships could not move that fast. Her hands shook as she reached for the emergency communication button. This was way above her pay grade. She needed to contact Admiral Kethavar Zol immediately. The Admiral's face appeared on her screen a few minutes later. He looked annoyed at being woken up in the middle of the night cycle. This better be important. Technician, Admiral Zol growled. His gray uniform was wrinkled and his eyes were tired. Sir, I have an unregistered vessel in Sector 7 Alpha. No identification code, moving at impossible speeds. Admiral Zol's expression changed from annoyed to interested. Show me. Yilma transferred the data to his screen. She watched his face as he studied the information. His eyes got wider as he read the speed calculations. You checked for system errors? He asked. Yes, sir. 3 times. Everything is working correctly. Admiral Zol was quiet for a long moment. He had served in the Zephyrian fleet for over 200 years. He had seen many strange things in space. But this was different. This made no sense. Contact stations. 6 Alpha, 8 Alpha, and 7 Beta. I want confirmation from multiple sources, he ordered. Yilma sent the request. Within minutes, all 3 stations reported the same thing. Unknown vessel, no identification code, impossible speed. Admiral Zol felt cold fear creep up his spine. In all his years of service, every ship in known space had been catalogued and tracked. The Empire's computer systems contained information on every spacefaring race and every vessel they had ever built. This ship existed in none of their records. Sir, Yilma's voice was shaky. The vessel just changed course. It's heading toward the inner systems. Admiral Zol stood up from his desk. Alert the fleet. I want every available ship moving toward Sector 7 Alpha now. Should I contact the Galactic Council? Yilma asked. The Admiral paused. Contacting the Council would mean admitting that something existed outside their knowledge. It would mean admitting that their perfect system of control had a hole in it. But if this unknown ship was a threat, the other races needed to know. Yes. Send them everything we have. Mark it as urgent priority. Meanwhile, millions of miles away, Captain Jake Morrison sat in the command chair of the exploration vessel Terra's Pride. He was excited. This was humanity's first deep space mission beyond their own solar system. After 5 years of developing faster-than-light travel, they were finally ready to explore the galaxy. "How are we doing, Amy?" he asked his navigation officer. "Lieutenant, Amy Rodriguez checked her instruments. All systems green, Captain. We're making good time, should reach the target system in 6 hours." Dr. Sam Peterson looked up from his science station. "I'm picking up some interesting energy readings from nearby systems. Looks like there might be other intelligent life out here." Captain Morrison smiled. "That's what we came to find. Keep monitoring those signals, Doc. Maybe we'll make some new friends." None of the humans knew that their ship had already been detected. They had no idea that their peaceful exploration mission had caused panic across multiple star systems. They did not know that alien fleets were mobilizing to intercept them. Back on the monitoring station, Yilma watched more and more ships appear on her screen. Zephyrian cruisers, destroyers, and battleships, all converging on the unknown vessels. "Projected path, sir," she reported to Admiral Zoll. "Fleet deployment is complete. 27 ships in intercept formation." Admiral Zoll nodded grimly. "Good. And the other races?" "The Altarians are sending 12 ships. The Vegan Republic has dispatched their 3rd fleet. Even the Centauri Collective is mobilizing their border guard." The Admiral looked at the tactical display. Hundreds of ships from dozens of different races were moving toward one target, all because of a single unknown vessel that should not exist. "What are you?" he whispered, staring at the lone dot on the screen. "Where did you come from?" The dot continued moving through space, unaware of the massive military response it had triggered. Inside that small ship, 3 humans continued their peaceful mission, excited about the possibility of meeting other intelligent life. They would get their wish soon enough. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Civilization Council had never been called so fast. High Counselor Murthak stood at the center of the great circular chamber, his forearms gesturing wildly as he spoke to representatives from 47 different star systems. "An unknown vessel has appeared in Zephyrian space," he announced. "No identification codes, no match in any database. The ship uses technology we do not understand." Worried voices filled the chamber. The Altarian delegate, a tall, blue-skinned being, stood up. "How is this possible? Every spacefaring race has been cataloged for over 3,000 years. General Vextar, the Zephyrian military commander, activated a holographic display in the center of the room. The image showed the path of the mysterious ship through space. The vessel appeared at the edge of Sector 7 Alpha 12 hours ago, he explained. "It moves 40% faster than our best ships. Our sensors cannot identify the hull material or engine type." A reptilian delegate from the Draconis system hissed softly. "Could this be a new weapon? A scout ship from an enemy we have not discovered?" High Counselor Murthak nodded gravely. "That is our greatest fear. We have mobilized fleets from 6 different empires to intercept this vessel. We must know what we are dealing with." Far away from the council chamber, Captain Jake Morrison was having a very different kind of meeting. He sat around the small table in Terra's Pride's dining area with his 3 crew members, eating breakfast and discussing their mission. "The energy readings are getting stronger," Dr. Sam Peterson said between bites of synthetic eggs. "I think we're getting close to inhabited systems." Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez pulled up a star chart on her tablet. "According to our calculations, we should reach the target system in 4 hours. If there are intelligent beings there, this will be the most important day in human history." Commander Lisa Park, the ship's diplomatic officer, smiled with excitement. "I've been preparing first, contact protocols for months. I have translation programs ready and gift packages prepared." Captain Morrison nodded. "Remember, everyone, we represent all of humanity out here. We need to make a good first impression." None of them noticed the dozens of alien ships that were slowly surrounding their position. The human sensors were not designed to detect the advanced stealth technology used by the galactic fleets. On the bridge of the Zephyrian flagship, Admiral Kethvar Zoll studied the tactical display. His ships were in position, along with vessels from 5 other races. They had created a perfect trap around the unknown ship's projected path. "Sir," reported his communications officer. "The vessel is slowing down. It appears to be conducting some kind of scan of the nearby star system." Admiral Zoll felt his stomach tighten. "Scanning for what? Military installations? Weak points in our defenses?" "Unknown, sir. The scanning pattern does not match any known military reconnaissance protocol." The Admiral made his decision. "All ships move to intercept positions. Activate full shields and charge weapons. Do not fire unless fired upon, but be ready." Captain Morrison was looking through the observation window when Lieutenant Rodriguez called out from her station. "Captain, I'm detecting multiple ships approaching our position. They're coming from all directions." Morrison hurried to the bridge. "How many ships?" "At least 30, sir. Maybe more. They're using some kind of advanced stealth technology that's interfering with our sensors." Dr. Peterson looked up from his science console. "Captain, these ships are huge. Much larger than anything we could build. And the energy signatures are completely different from our technology." Commander Park felt her heart racing with excitement and fear. "This is it. First contact. Captain, we need to follow protocol." Morrison nodded and sat in his command chair. "Open a communication channel on all frequencies. Let's introduce ourselves." The message went out across space in dozens of different languages and mathematical formulas. "This is Captain Jake Morrison of the Earth vessel Terra's Pride. We come in peace from the planet Earth. We seek friendship and knowledge. Please respond." On the Zephyrian flagship, the communications officer looked confused. "Sir, we're receiving a message from the unknown vessel, but the language is not in our database." "Play it," Admiral Zoll ordered. The bridge filled with the sound of Jake Morrison's voice speaking in English. None of the aliens understood the words, but they could hear the calm, friendly tone. "Run it through the universal translator," the Admiral commanded. Moments later, the translated message played back. Admiral Zoll's eyes widened in shock. "Earth? That planet is not in any of our star charts, and what does he mean by first contact?" The communications officer was working frantically at his station. "Sir, I'm cross-referencing the term Earth with all known databases. No matches found. This planet does not exist in our records." General Vextar's voice came through the communication system from his own ship. "Admiral, are you hearing this? They claim to be from an unknown world." This could be some kind of trick, Admiral Zoll thought quickly. If these beings were telling the truth, then they had discovered a completely unknown civilization. If they were lying, it could be part of an elaborate attack plan. "All ships maintain position," he ordered. "Unknown vessel, this is Admiral Kethvar, Sol of the Zephyrian Empire. You have entered regulated space without proper authorization. Prepare to be boarded for inspection." On Terra's Pride, Commander Park listened to the translation of the alien response. Her excitement grew even stronger. "Captain, they're responding. We've made contact with an alien empire." Captain Morrison smiled. "Open the channel again. Tell them we're happy to meet them and that we want to establish peaceful relations." But as more alien ships decloaked around them, Dr. Peterson noticed something troubling on his sensors. "Captain," he said quietly, "all of these ships have their weapons powered up. I don't think they're as happy to see us as we are to see them." Morrison's smile faded as he realized they might be in serious trouble. What had started as humanity's greatest adventure might be turning into something much more dangerous. The alien fleets continued to close in, and the future of human civilization hung in the balance around one small exploration ship that had wandered into a much larger and more dangerous galaxy than anyone on Earth had ever imagined. The boarding shuttles approached Terra's Pride from multiple directions. Captain Jake Morrison watched through the bridge windows as the alien craft attached themselves to his ship's hull with mechanical arms and docking tubes. "Remember," he told his crew, "we're ambassadors for Earth. Stay calm and follow their lead." Commander Lisa Park clutched her diplomatic files tightly. "I have prepared peaceful greeting ceremonies from Earth's major cultures. Hopefully one of them will seem appropriate." Dr. Sam Peterson was still studying his sensor readings. "Captain, these beings are technologically advanced beyond anything we imagined. Some of their ships are over 2 miles long." The airlock hissed open and the first alien stepped aboard. Captain Morrison had expected something dramatic, but the creatures looked surprisingly ordinary. The leader was tall and thin with gray skin and 4 arms. His uniform was clean and military in style. "I am Admiral Kethavar Zol of the Zephyrian Empire," the alien said through a translation device. "You will come with us for processing and interrogation." Commander Park stepped forward. "Greetings, Admiral. I am Commander Lisa Park, diplomatic representative of Earth. We request formal diplomatic immunity under standard first contact protocols." Admiral Zol looked confused. "First contact protocols? What are you talking about? All civilizations follow the same established procedures for space travel. You have violated those procedures." "We don't know about any procedures," Captain Morrison said honestly. "This is our first time leaving our solar system. We didn't know there were rules." The alien soldiers behind Admiral Zol whispered among themselves in their own language. Morrison could see shock and disbelief on their faces. Admiral Zol studied the humans carefully. "You claim this is your first interstellar voyage? That is impossible. Your ship uses advanced technology that should take centuries to develop." Dr. Peterson spoke up. "Actually, sir, we only achieved faster than light travel 5 years ago. Our team of scientists worked together to solve the problem using a new approach to space-time manipulation." The Admiral's translator struggled with some of the technical terms. "Show me," he demanded. Dr. Peterson looked at Captain Morrison, who nodded. The scientist led the aliens to the engine room where Dr. Kate Williams was running system checks on the main drive. "This is Dr. Kate Williams," Peterson explained. "She designed our faster-than-light engine." Dr. Williams looked up from her work. She was a small woman with short brown hair and oil stains on her hands. "Oh, hello. Are you the aliens we detected on our sensors?" Admiral Zol stared at her. "You designed this propulsion system?" "Well, I led the team," Dr. Williams said modestly. "It took us 3 years to figure out how to fold space-time properly. The key was using quantum field generators instead of traditional antimatter engines." The Admiral's translator made strange noises as it tried to process her explanation. The alien scientists who had come aboard with him were taking detailed scans of the engine room. "This technology is completely unknown to us," one of them reported. "The design principles are unlike anything in our databases." Admiral Zol felt deeply troubled. In 200 years of military service, he had never encountered anything like this. These humans seemed friendly and honest, but their technology was somehow more advanced than civilizations that had been spacefaring for thousands of years. "You will all come with us to Zephyr Prime for detailed questioning," he announced. "Are we under arrest?" Captain Morrison asked. "You are persons of interest," the Admiral replied carefully. The journey to Zephyr Prime took 2 days. The humans were kept on their own ship, but Zephyrian guards watched them constantly. Dr. Williams was separated from the others and taken to a different vessel for intensive questioning about human technology. Interrogator Prime. Zelnoth was the Empire's best at getting information from reluctant subjects. But Dr. Williams was not reluctant. She answered every question honestly and even offered to explain things in more detail. "Your species developed faster than light travel in only 5 years?" Zelnoth asked for the 3rd time. "Yes," Dr. Williams replied patiently. "Once we figured out the basic principles, the engineering was straightforward. We had good computers and plenty of smart people working on the problem. But according to our models, such development should take at least 200 years for a new spacefaring race." Dr. Williams shrugged. "Maybe we just thought about it differently. Sometimes a fresh perspective helps solve old problems." Zelnoth studied the technical diagrams that Williams had drawn for him. The human designs were elegant and efficient in ways that baffled him. These people had somehow skipped centuries of normal technological development. Meanwhile, on Zephyr Prime, the Galactic Council was meeting in emergency session again. High Counselor Murthak paced nervously as reports came in from the interrogation teams. "The humans appear to be telling the truth," General Vextar reported. "Their planet, Earth, is located in what we call the Dead Zone. No one has ever explored that region because it appeared to have no intelligent life. And their technology?" asked the Altarian delegate. "Revolutionary. They have developed propulsion systems that are 30% more efficient than our best designs. Their energy management is also superior. A worried silence filled the council chamber. The Draconis representative finally spoke. So we have discovered a young race with advanced technology that we do not understand. What does this mean for the balance of power in the galaxy? High Counselor Murthak stopped pacing. It means everything has changed. For 3,000 years, the Zephyrian Empire has controlled galactic civilization through superior technology and military force. If these humans can develop better technology in just 5 years, what will they create in 10 years? Or 50? The implications were terrifying. Every established power in the galaxy depended on the current technological balance. If humans could innovate faster than anyone else, they might soon become the dominant force in space. What do you recommend? Asked the council. General Vextar's expression was grim. We have 3 options. We can try to control them through treaties and regulations. We can try to learn from them and improve our own technology. Or, he left the third option unspoken, but everyone understood. They could try to eliminate the human threat before it became too dangerous. Back on Terra's Pride, Captain Morrison was trying to contact Earth to report their situation. But the Zephyrian ships were jamming all communications. The humans were trapped in a galaxy that suddenly seemed much more dangerous than they had ever imagined. Back on Earth, Admiral Grace Thompson stood in the command center of the Global Space Defense Headquarters. Red warning lights flashed across multiple computer screens as technicians worked frantically at their stations. How long since we lost contact with Terra's Pride? She asked her communications officer. 48 hours, Admiral. Their last transmission mentioned detecting other ships in the area. President Kevin Collins walked into the command center looking worried. Grace, what's the situation? Admiral Thompson turned to face him. Sir, we have to assume Captain Morrison and his crew are in trouble. They were supposed to check in every 12 hours. We've heard nothing. Dr. Ryan Foster, the director of Earth Space Defense Initiative, pulled up a holographic display showing their solar system. I've been monitoring deep space communications. There's a lot of chatter coming from the direction Jake was heading. Multiple alien civilizations are talking about something urgent. President Collins felt his stomach drop. Are we talking about a hostile situation? Unknown, sir. But I recommend we send help immediately. Admiral Thompson nodded. I agree. We have 12 ships ready for launch. The fleet can be in space within 6 hours. The president looked at the tactical display showing Earth's small but advanced fleet. Each ship was equipped with the same revolutionary technology that powered Terra's Pride. Do it, he ordered. Bring our people home. 6 hours later, the human fleet launched from Earth orbit. Commander Nicole Davis stood on the bridge of the flagship Liberty's Dawn, watching as 11 other vessels formed up around her ship. All ships report ready for jump, her navigation officer announced. Take us out, Commander Davis ordered. The 12 human ships vanished from Earth space in brilliant flashes of light, traveling faster than any alien civilization thought possible. 3. Days later, the human fleet appeared at the edge of Zephyrian space. Their arrival was detected immediately by the same monitoring stations that had first spotted Terra's Pride. Sensor technician Yilma stared at her screen in disbelief. 12 ships, all using the same unknown technology, all moving at impossible speeds. Admiral Kethvar Zol was called to the monitoring station within minutes. When he saw the display, his face went pale. They came back, he whispered, and they brought friends. The human fleet moved in perfect formation toward Zephyr Prime. Their ships were smaller than the massive alien battleships, but they moved, with precision and grace that impressed even their enemies. Commander Davis opened a communication channel to all alien forces in the area. This is Admiral Grace Thompson of the United Earth Defense Force. We demand the immediate release of our diplomatic mission and safe passage for all human personnel. The message was actually recorded by Admiral Thompson back on Earth, but the aliens didn't know that. To them, it sounded like Earth had sent one of their top military leaders. Admiral Zol received the message on his flagship. How did they get here so fast? He asked his staff. It should have taken weeks to organize a response fleet. His intelligence officer looked confused. Sir, according to our analysis, these humans achieved faster-than-light travel only 5 years ago. How can they field such an organized military response? The answer was simple but terrifying to the aliens. Humans were naturally good at working together in crisis situations. When one of their own was in danger, they responded quickly and effectively. On Zephyr Prime, High Counselor Murthak was holding another emergency meeting, but this time the atmosphere was pure panic. 12 ships have appeared in our space, General Vextar reported. They're demanding the release of the human prisoners. How many ships do we have in the area? Asked the Altarian delegate. Over 200 from 6 different empires, but these human ships are demonstrating capabilities we didn't know existed. General Vextar activated a holographic display showing the tactical situation. The human fleet was surrounded by alien vessels, but something was wrong with the picture. Watch this, he said, playing back sensor recordings from the past hour. The display showed one of the human ships suddenly vanishing from its position and reappearing behind 3 Zephyrian cruisers. Then it jumped again, appearing on the opposite side of the formation. They can make precision jumps in normal space, General Vextar explained. Our ships cannot do that. We can only jump between star systems, not during combat. The council members looked horrified. If humans could teleport their ships during battle, traditional fleet tactics would be useless against them. Commander Davis was indeed demonstrating her fleet's capabilities, but she was doing it without firing a single shot. Each precision jump was carefully calculated to avoid any aggressive action, while still showing the aliens what human ships could do. Sir, her tactical officer reported, the alien fleets are repositioning. They're trying to surround us with a tighter formation. Let them, Commander Davis replied calmly. We're not here to fight. We're here to get our people back. She opened the communication channel again. Alien vessels, we have no desire for conflict. Release our crew and we will leave peacefully. Continue to hold them and we will demonstrate more of our capabilities. Back on Terra's Pride, Captain Morrison and his crew were watching the situation unfold through the porthole windows. They could see the human ships moving through space like dancers, easily avoiding the alien vessels that tried to intercept them. Our cavalry has arrived, Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez said with relief. Dr. Sam Peterson was studying the tactical display. The aliens had left active in their meeting room. Look at this. Our ships are completely outmaneuvering them. The aliens can't touch us. Commander Lisa Park smiled. Earth didn't just send a rescue mission. They sent a message. And the message was clear. Humanity might be new to space, but they were not helpless. Their technology was superior, their tactics were effective, and they would protect their own. Admiral Zoll stood on his bridge, watching the human ships move through his fleet formation like ghosts. For the first time in his 200-year career, he felt completely outmatched. Sir, his communications officer said quietly, High Command is asking for recommendations. Admiral Zoll looked at the tactical display one more time. The human fleet could have destroyed his ships at any time, but they chose not to. They were showing restraint and discipline even while demonstrating superior power. Tell High Command, he said slowly, that we should give them what they want. The Great Council chamber on Zephyr Prime had never been so quiet. High Counselor Murthak stood at the center of the room, but for the first time in his long career, he had no idea what to say. Admiral Kethvar Zoll entered the chamber and walked slowly to the speaker's platform. His gray uniform looked wrinkled and his face showed the stress of the past week. Honored council members, he began, I recommend we release the human prisoners immediately and open formal diplomatic talks. The Draconis representative hissed angrily. You want us to surrender to these newcomers? I want us to survive, Admiral Zoll replied bluntly. In 48 hours, these humans have shown us technology we cannot match and discipline we cannot break. They could have destroyed our entire fleet, but they chose not to. That shows wisdom. General Vextar nodded in agreement. The Admiral is right. We have 2 choices. We can make friends with these humans, or we can make enemies of them. I know which option I prefer. High Counselor Murthak looked around the room at the representatives from dozens of alien civilizations. He could see fear in their faces, but also curiosity. Very well, he announced. Release the humans. Arrange for immediate diplomatic contact. 2 hours later, Captain Jake Morrison and his crew were back aboard Terra's Pride. They sat in their small dining area, sharing a meal and talking about their strange experience. I still can't believe how fast Earth responded, Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez said. 12 ships in less than a week. Dr. Sam Peterson smiled. That's humanity for you. Someone threatens one of us, we all respond. Commander Lisa Park was already preparing for formal diplomatic meetings. This changes everything. We're not just explorers anymore, we're representatives of a major power. Captain Morrison looked out the porthole at the human fleet surrounding them. Commander Nicole Davis had positioned the ships in a defensive formation, but the aliens were keeping their distance. Major power, he repeated thoughtfully. I guess we are now. A communication request came through from the alien flagship. Admiral Zoll's face appeared on their screen, looking tired but respectful. Captain Morrison, on behalf of the Zephyrian Empire and the Galactic Council, I formally apologize for detaining you and your crew. We did not understand your peaceful intentions. Morrison smiled. Apology accepted, Admiral. We're all learning here. Indeed. High Counselor Murthak has requested a formal meeting with your leadership. He wishes to discuss establishing diplomatic relations between our civilizations. Commander Park leaned forward excitedly. We would be honored to arrange such a meeting. 3 days later, Secretary of Galactic Affairs Laura Henderson arrived at Zephyr Prime aboard a specially designed diplomatic vessel. She was accompanied by Ambassador Maria Santos and a small team of Earth's best negotiators. The meeting took place in a neutral space station that had been hastily prepared for the historic occasion. Representatives from 47 alien civilizations gathered to meet with the humans. Secretary Henderson stood before the assembled delegates, feeling the weight of representing all of humanity. She was a tall woman with gray hair and kind eyes, chosen for her years of experience in international diplomacy. Honorable delegates, she began, Earth extends greetings of friendship to all the civilizations represented here today. We come, seeking knowledge, trade, and peaceful cooperation. High Counselor Murthak responded for the Alien Alliance. We welcome Earth to the galactic community. Your people have shown remarkable technological advancement and admirable restraint. We look forward to learning from each other, but not everyone was ready to accept the new situation. The Altarian delegate stood up during the formal discussions. What guarantees do we have that humans will not use their superior technology against us? He demanded. Ambassador Santos answered calmly. The same guarantee you give us. Our word of honor and our mutual interest in peace. Dr. Kate Williams, who had been invited to the diplomatic mission, added her perspective. Our technology is not meant for war. We developed faster-than-light travel to explore and learn, not to conquer. Over the following weeks, formal treaties were signed. Earth became a founding member of the reformed Galactic Council. Trade agreements were established, with humans sharing some of their technological advances in exchange for alien knowledge and resources. But the most important change was psychological. The old order, where the Zephyrian Empire controlled everything through technological superiority, was finished. Now there was a new balance of power. Captain Eric Johnson, commander of Earth's new exploration program, stood on the bridge of his ship as it prepared to leave for unexplored regions of the galaxy. His mission was to find new civilizations and establish peaceful contact. Captain, his science officer reported, we're detecting energy signatures from 3 different star systems. Looks like we'll have plenty of new friends to meet. Johnson smiled. That's what we're here for. Take us to the nearest one. Back on Earth, President Kevin Collins addressed the world from the United Nations building. Behind him, a holographic display showed the galaxy with Earth's new territories and alliance partners clearly marked. 6 months ago, we were alone in the universe, he told the global audience.
Today we are members of a galactic community spanning thousands of worlds. This is just the beginning of humanity's greatest adventure. In the reformed Galactic Council chambers, Secretary Henderson was meeting with former Admiral Zoll, who
had requested a transfer to diplomatic service. You know, Zoll said thoughtfully, when we first detected your ship, we thought it meant the end of our civilization. Instead, it marked the beginning of a new and better one. Henderson smiled. Sometimes the best changes come from the most unexpected places. Across the galaxy, human exploration ships were making contact with civilizations that had never been part of the old empire. Many of these races eagerly joined the new alliance, attracted by humanity's promise of equality and cooperation instead of domination. The galaxy that had once feared the unknown ship from Earth now looked to humanity for leadership in building a better future. And as more human ships launched from Earth each month, carrying diplomats, scientists, and explorers to distant stars, it became clear that the age of human expansion had only just begun. The ship that had caused panic in the Galactic Empire had become the first step in humanity's journey to becoming the galaxy's greatest hope for peace and progress.